Okay, children, so we have to start a new chapter today, the chapter 14, that is ecosystem. Ecosystem. The word ecosystem we already defined in the previous chapter, that is, it is a system of living and non-living things. ठीक है, in any habitat or any geographical area there are certainly a large number of living beings found, and there are number of abiotic factors. Abiotic factor can be the air, water, soil, light, temperature, the texture of the soil, the mineral composition of the soil, the wind flow, the air pressure, the amount of rainfall, and there are so many type of conditions are there. These are actually controlling the organic matter or organic living beings there, and at the same time living beings are also influencing this. So there is a harmony between them, there is a balance between them, and that balance is called ecosystem. So it is an interaction of living and non-living factors of a geographical area with one another to maintain. ठीक है, that is called ecosystem. Now ecosystem, when we talk, generally we have a thing that is how small or how big is the ecosystem. So ecosystem do not have any size. There is it is not that it will be of 1 kilometer, 1 square kilometer, or 5 square kilometer, or 100 square kilometer, or 1 square meter. Even it can be as small as a small ditch of water, which is having certain type of phytoplankton, some type of rooted plants there, some type of what they call other planktons are there, zooplanktons are there, and even some snails may be there, etc., etc., and they are living in the perfect harmony. Or it can be a pond, or it can be a lake, or it can be a river, or it can be a forest, or it can be a the entire what you call sea can be considered as one ecosystem, or in fact we can consider the entire world or biosphere itself as an ecosystem. So ecosystem cannot have a boundary. Ecosystem can be man-made or it can be natural. Most of the ecosystem are natural. It is only the human being who started influencing the ecosystem now. Okay. So after the influence of ecosystem man, there are some type of ecosystem are made by them, and there are some type of ecosystem which are destroyed by them. So both are there. Okay. So now let us study about this chapter. Okay. An ecosystem can be visualized as a functional unit of the nature where the living organism interact among themselves and also with the surrounding physical environment. They are interacting between themselves, that is the member of one species, member of different species which are there. They are interacting with one another, plus they are interacting with the physical environment. Okay. And I already described you that without a physical environment the living beings cannot be there, biological individuals cannot be there, and biological individuals alone cannot do anything unless they are what. And in a way the biological agents are controlling the physical environment also, especially the human being. The ecosystem varies greatly in the size, from the small pond to the large forest and sea. Many ecologists regard the entire biosphere as a global ecosystem, as a composite or a local ecosystem on Earth. Since the system too much big and complex which cannot be split at one, that is why we subdivide them into the smaller ecosystem. So we can consider as a forest an ecosystem, grassland is another ecosystem, valley is another system, forest is another system, mountain is another ecosystem, or a pond is a lake, or the rivers, or the plains. So we are divided them into the smaller units which can be easily studied. Okay? And if we have studied one ecosystem, then the same formula, the same system or things will be implemented onto the entire world even. Okay, so that is why it is written that the forest, grassland, desert are some of the example of the terrestrial ecosystem. Pond, lake, wetland, estuaries, rivers are some of the examples of aquatic ecosystem. And crop, field and aquarium, man-made, they are called man-made one. Okay, so these are the various type of ecosystem. Now we will first look at the structure of the ecosystem. ecosystem किस चीज का बना है?
फोटोज क्लिप के दे दें अभी लेके, अब वो दे दें, बोलते हैं नेट स्लाइड
Okay, So the ecosystem will have following things. It will have productivity, it will have transfer of energy, it will have the degradation, that is decomposition, and it will also that is the four things are there, that is in an ecosystem, that is productivity, decomposition, energy, and nutrient cycling. So these four things will be there. So these cycles are relationship with the cycle and all that is given. So these are the four components of the any functional ecosystem. Okay, ecosystem structure and function. Let us study the topic 14.1. In chapter 13 we have studied we have looked at the various components of the environment, in which कुछ biotic थे और कुछ abiotic थे. You have studied how the individual biotic and abiotic factor affect each other and their surrounding. Let us look at the various components in a more integrated manner. So let us see इनमें से क्या क्या होता है. The interaction of the biotic and abiotic component result in a physical structure that is characterized for each type of ecosystem. Okay, now every type of ecosystem which are there, like just now I said, that is grassland is a different type of physical and abiotic component. The freshwater pond will have another type, a pond will have another type of ecosystem than the river, because in the pond it is a static water where the water is stagnant, whereas the river will have flowing water. The sea water is the salty water, whereas the lake water is the fresh water. So there each type of environment will have different type of components. Components are different, but whatever may be component, whatever may be size, whatever may be the type of organisms there, but ecosystem will always have these four things in it, that is productivity, decomposition, energy flow, and nutrient cycle. Okay. Now identification and enumeration of the plant and animal species in the ecosystem gives species composition, vertical distribution. Now often when we talk about the organic matter, or sorry, the living beings, we are thinking only that they are spread onto the length and the breadth of the place. But the stratification, like if you are talking about a tree on which the large number, the height is very much, and large number of birds are there, not all birds are found equally distributed everywhere. There are some birds which are always found in the upper region. There are some which are always found in the lower region. There are some which are found in the deep inside the plant, whereas some are there which are always growing on the periphery. So if we divide the zones according to height, then it is called vertical distribution, and the vertical distribution is known as stratification. The same is true with the aquatic ecosystem, the water body, where you will find there are some type of fish and some type of organisms which are found in the upper layers only. There are some which are found in the middle layer, and there are some which are found in the benthic zone, that is the base. Okay, so for example, tree canopy, that is stratification के लिए लिखा. For example, the tree occupy a top vertical strata, and the layer of the forest, shrubs and the second, and herbs and the grasses and the third. Okay, so you will find the different type of plant, different type of organisms there. Now components of the ecosystem are seen in the functional function as a unit when you consider the following aspect. क्या क्या है? Productivity, decomposition, energy flow, and nutrient cycle. Let us talk about that. To understand the ethos of aquatic ecosystem, let us take the small pond as an example. एक pond को ले लेते हैं, so it will be clear to us. A pond. Now what do pond has? Abiotic factor, and here it will have biotic factor. Abiotic में क्या है? वाटर, सॉल्ट इन वाटर, ये फ्लोइंग वाटर है, और स्टैग्नेंट वाटर है. डेप्थ ऑफ द वाटर, pH of the water, the salt of the पहले ले चुके हैं. Turbidity of the water, pressure in the water, जितनी डेप्थ होगी उतना प्रेशर बढ़ जाएगा. ठीक है. लाइट पेनिट्रेशन. ठीक है. दैट द बेस कैसा है इसका. ठीक है. दिस इज वाटर टेक्सचर etc. There are so many things which are actually controlling that what type of biotic factors will be found there. And the biotic factors include phytoplanktons, floating plants, रूटेड प्लांट्स, ये तो हो गए प्रोड्यूसर्स। देन zooplankton, then amphibians, then fish, variety of fishes are there, certain kind of birds are there, aquatic birds, ठीक है, and then crocodiles and what you call it, tortoise, etc. So they all are making the biotic components. Okay, now it will depend. If it is very deep, you will find only phytoplankton. If it is shallow, you will find rooted plants. If it is deep, then there may be some floating plants also found. If it is shallow at the border, that is at the banks of the pond, and as you go toward the center, you will find it is deep. Then you will find the rooted plant onto the border. Okay, so these are the various type of components. The phytoplanktons will be there, amphibians which will be either living on the bank of the what do you call pond outside, or they may be in the water because they are going in and out. Fishes are there and all. So these are forming the now देखिए हम पढ़ लेते हैं यहाँ पे, that is to understand the ethos of the aquatic ecosystem. Let us take a small pond as an example. It is fairly sustainable. You can take an example of a pond or a lake as you got in the Kota, there in our city, Kota, that is क्या नाम है उसका, सीबी है ना, छत्रबिलास तालाब, तो किशोर सागर तालाब, सॉरी नो सीबी, तो किशोर सागर जो है हमारे यहाँ पे उसके बट देन देयर आर प्रॉब्लम बिकॉज उसमें ह्यूमन इंटरफेरेंस इज टू मच. We sometimes go and remove all the floating plants, water hyacinth, ठीक है, and we add lot of impurity, dirt and pollutants and all the type of sewage and so many type of things. तो चलो हम उसको अलग हटा देते हैं. If it is a pond in the wilderness where human doesn't go at all, do you have to add anything? Do you add manure, fertilizer, food, etc., or you are removing the predators, you are controlling the population of predator, or you are controlling the population of herbivore, you are controlling the population of carnivore, etc., etc. They all are well maintained. आपको कुछ नहीं करना. Neither you have to add something, you have to remove something, you have to kill something, or you have to increase the number. No. You need not to do anything. They all are well maintained their own. That is the beauty of an ecosystem. An ecosystem is well maintained. ठीक है, तो it is fairly self-sustainable. You are not doing anything. Neither you have to produce, add some food there, or nor you have to remove some organisms there. ठीक है, वो तो अपना आप से ही हो जाते हैं, आपको कुछ भी नहीं करना. So fairly self-sustainable unit, and rather simple example of to explain even the complex interaction that exists in the ecosystem. A pond is a shallow water body which all above mentioned 4 basic components are there. Now क्या है? Suppose we talk about the productivity. So there are phytoplankton, there are floating plants, and there are rooted plants. They are the part of the phytoplankton. Now decomposers, there will be some what do you call organisms will be there. They may be mollusks, they may be arthropods, which are found in the bottom, and they will be the part of decomposer. Fragmentation कर रहे होंगे कुछ, some may be eating them, some may be, and there are a lot of fungi. Energy flow, so the phytoplanktons are there, which will be fed by the zooplankton, then they will be fed by amphibians, then fishes, and the fishes may be isothermal. Right. So the abiotic component of the water with all the dissolved inorganic and organic substances, a rich soil deposit at the bottom of the pond. The solar input and the cycle of temperature, light, day length, and the other climatic condition regulate the rate of function of the entire pond. ठीक है, कि how the function will be working, how the food will be produced, how the movement of the organisms will be there, the upper layer to lower and lower to upper in the dipole movement and all. ठीक है, तो all these things will be there. Autotrophic components include phytoplankton, some of the algae and floating and submerged, and the marginal plants that are found at the edges where it is not so deep, shallow है. The consumers consist of the zooplankton, freely swimming bottom dwelling forms. Decomposers are fungi, bacteria, flagellates, and especially abundant at the bottom of the pond. The system perform all the functions of the ecosystem of the biosphere. So this all I already described you just now within the taking the examples of all these. ठीक है, तो ये हो गया. Then the decompose, हाँ हो गया. Now the system perform all the functions of ecosystem of the biosphere. The conversion of inorganic into organic matter, that is done with the help of light, radiant light, that is called photosynthesis. And the decomposition, where it will be fragmentation, then mineralization, then leaching and all, that will be taking place at the bottom, that will be leading to the recycling. So all four components, प्रोड्यूसर्स फोटोसिंथेसिस वाला पार्ट जो है वो प्रोडक्टिविटी हो गया, डिकम्पोजिशन where the fragmentation, then the breakdown and the decomposition and mineralization, that is all the decomposition part. Nutrient cycling is the part where we have studied the how energy transfer from one trophic level to second to third to fourth, that is energy flow. And the fourth is nutrient cycling. Nutrient cycling is the part where the decomposed material will finally break down into their basic component, like they may be minerals or they may be carbon dioxide, they may be ammonia, they may be other gases and all. Chaliye, let us study them in detail. The first is productivity. A constant input of the solar energy is the basic requirement of any ecosystem to function. I said ecosystem is fairly self-sustaining. They do not require anything from outside. But if you will not supply anything from outside, ecosystem will collapse. One thing is required constantly, that is what? The sunlight. Any ecosystem without sunlight cannot sustain. Sunlight is the source of energy. ठीक है, so that is very important. Now primary production is defined the amount of biomass of the organic matter produced per unit area over a time period by the plants during photosynthesis. ठीक है, whatever amount of organic matter is produced in the per unit area in per any definite time you can take it. You can take a time as a 1 month or 1 year or whatever. ठीक है, so it is expressed in term of the gram weight per, है ना, तो that is the gram, और वहाँ पे कुछ यूनिट घूम रहा है, मिस हो रहा है, that is gram per square meter per year, or you can take kilogram per square meters per year, or you can take kilogram या kilocalories per square meter per year. ठीक है, so now this can be mentioned kilocalorie, फिर ग्राम नहीं, ग्राम में नहीं आता, मीटर आ गया, तो मीटर -2 square meter, and here again -1. So this is how it will go. Okay, so kilocalorie per square meter per year, ये नीचे दे रखे हैं इनको सबको. ठीक है, तो the total food produced by all the plants or all the producers found in any ecosystem are collectively known as primary productivity or gross primary productivity. Gross primary productivity is the entire amount of the organic matter produced by all the producers, may it be phytoplanktons, may it be floating plants, may it be rooted plants in case of aquatic ecosystem, or if it is land, then it will be smallest of small, that is the algae, to the largest of large trees. Whatever type of organic matter is fixed by them, collectively known as gross primary productivity. Now out of the gross primary productivity which they are producing, a fairly good amount of food or the energy will be used by themselves for their sustenance. If a plant has to stay alive, it has to carry out respiration, it has to it requires energy. So all that amount of energy which is used by the plant for its sustenance out of the primary productivity is called removed, then the remaining is called gross primary productivity. ठीक है, तो ये ग्रॉस प्राइमरी प्रोडक्टिविटी, सॉरी नेट प्राइमरी प्रोडक्टिविटी. तो नेट प्राइमरी प्रोडक्टिविटी क्या है? एनपीपी नेट प्राइमरी प्रोडक्टिविटी दैट इज इक्वल टू जीपीपी ग्रॉस प्राइमरी प्रोडक्टिविटी माइनस रेस्पिरेटरी लॉस. नाउ व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द रेस्पिरेटरी लॉस फॉर द प्लांट, इट इज ओनली रेस्पिरेशन. ठीक है, बट इट इज बी इफ इट इज एनिमल, तो द रेस्पिरेशन इज एक्चुअली दैट respiration is used in fact for many other activities like for running, dancing, walking, speaking, talking, whatever type are there, all that require energy. The energy will come from respiration, so we call it respiratory loss. So NPP is equal to GPP minus R. ठीक है, so that is very simple formula, इसमें कुछ कोई मुश्किल काम नहीं है. ठीक है, now the plant will be consumed by the herbivores. So net primary productivity is now available biomass for the consumption to the consumers or herbivores. ठीक है, प्राइमरी कंज्यूमर्स कौन है? herbivores है. तो प्राइमरी कंज्यूमर herbivore, एंड वो खाने के बाद वॉट एवर अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी रीचेज देयर, दैट इज कॉल्ड सेकेंडरी प्रोडक्टिविटी. सो देखिए, नेट प्राइमरी प्रोडक्टिविटी इज अवेलेबल फॉर द available biomass for the consumption in the heterotroph, that is herbivore. Secondary productivity is define the rate of formation of new organic matter by the consumers. मतलब at the secondary level, that is net primary productivity at secondary level, at the herbivore level. क्योंकि ये क्या कह रहा है? that is which is used for the formation of new organic matter. That is means it is saving whatever they eat minus the respiratory loss, that only will remain saved in them. So that is called the new organic matter which is produced, that is called secondary productivity. Now primary productivity depend on the plant species inhabiting in a particular area. ठीक है, there are some plant, larger plant, they will have a larger rate of the photosynthesis. There are some small which have lesser rate of photosynthesis and all. So it will depend on the type of plants. ठीक है, तो environmental factor, availability of the nutrient, photosynthesis capacity of the plant. Therefore, it varies in the different type of ecosystem. The annual net primary productivity of this earth is 170 billion tons of dry weight. Water exclude कर दिया because water doesn't have any energy, and so we are not considering it. है ना, so important. So of this, despite of occupying 70% of the surface, water, sea water or the other water, they are producing only 55% of 55 billion ton. Out of 170 billion ton, only 55 billion ton nutrient is formed in the water, which is covering 70% of the earth's surface. ठीक है, and remaining 115 billion ton nutrients is actually formed on the land. Now the reason is that land, the plants even have the vertical growth height available for the photosynthesis to take place, whereas in the water body, we know as we go deeper the water, the light availability is reduces, and it may all the more decrease if the turbidity is more in the water body. Then that is why the productivity is far less. Moreover, the availability of carbon dioxide and other sources are also less in case of water bodies. Next is decomposition. कौन करेंगे decomposition? We have studied the decomposers are categorized into 4 categories. That is the fragmentators. ठीक है, वो यहाँ पे लिखे हुए हैं वो क्या क्या चीज़ें हैं. That is they are breaking the thing, and then कैटाबोलिज्म कर रहे हैं, वो ह्यूमिफिकेशन कर रहे हैं, और फिर मिनरलाइजेशन करेंगे. तो सबसे पहले जो होंगे फ्रैगमेंटेशन दैट इज ब्रेकिंग डाउन ऑफ द लार्ज पीसेस ऑफ द ऑर्गेनिक मैटर दैट विल बी ब्रोकन इनटू द स्मॉलर पीसेस लाइक बाय अर्थवर्म और बाय सम कॉकरोच और सम अदर टाइप ऑफ इंसेक्ट. दे आर ब्रेकिंग देम इनटू स्मॉलर पीसेस. व्हेन दीज डेट्रिटस, ना होते क्या है डेट्रिटस आर एनी ऑर्गेनिक मैटर विच फॉल फ्रॉम the plants or animal or any organism. From our body we may spit sometime, we may have excreta, we may have some skin or some other body part which are fallen, some of the hair, some nail or some other part. Plant में क्या निकलेगा, they can have their old leaves or the fruits or ripened fruits or the seeds etc etc. ठीक है. And animals when they die and all these are actually called detritus. Now detritus are attacked by fragmenters. So fragmenters just break them into the smaller pieces. They cut, they eat, some amount is taken in and some pieces remain out. That's called fragmentation. Then when the water falls on it, some part of the soluble substances are dissolved in it and it goes to the depth of the water, and now this will not be available. The soluble inorganic nutrient go down into the soil horizon and get precipitated unavailable salt. तो इट विल नॉट बी यूज्ड बाय एनी अदर ऑर्गेनिज्म. तो लीचिंग में जो चीज़ चला गया वो चला गया. देन द रिमेनिंग पार्ट, दैट फ्रेगमेंट्स विच आर देयर, दे विल बी फर्दर अटैक्ड बाय द वेरियस टाइप ऑफ ऑर्गेनिज्म, दैट इज कॉल्ड कैटाबोलिज्म. ठीक है. एंड दे विल बी अटैक्ड बाय द ऑर्गेनिक, दैट इज द ऑक्सीडाइजिंग माइक्रोब्स एंड ऑल. तो दैट विल बी ब्रेकिंग देम into the further smaller piece. And finally humification. The humification is further done by some type of bacteria and fungi which will convert them into the amorphous black colored substance, but it is not soluble in water. ठीक है. तो ये क्या है, ये केवल मॉर्फस उसकी क्या कहते हैं सॉइल प्रॉपर्टी को इंक्रीज कर सकता, बट इट इज इनसॉल्युबल. तो ह्यूमस दैट इज हाईली रेजिस्टेंट टू द माइक्रोबायल एक्शन एंड अंडरगोज डिकम्पोजिशन एट ए एक्सट्रीमली स्लो रेट. बीइंग कोलाइडल इन नेचर, इट सर्व इज द रिजर्वायर फॉर न्यूट्रिएंट, एंड ह्यूमस इज फर्दर डिग्रेडेड बाय द स्मॉल माइक्रोब एंड दैट विल चेंज इनटू minerals, and this process is called mineralization. So ultimate aim is to convert them into minerals which can be reused by the plants. Okay, so decomposition largely oxygen requiring process. We have already studied when the decomposition is taking place in the water body, it requires oxygen, and that oxygen is known as biological oxygen demand. ठीक है. Here in soil also there are several type of bacteria and fungi etc are there which are carrying out the decomposition process, so they will also require oxygen, and they will release some of the humidity. So whichever place if you find that mineralization or decomposition is taking place, you will find some type of moisture, humidity and all. ठीक है. तो decomposition largely oxygen requiring process, and the rate of decomposition is controlled by the chemical composition of the detritus and climatic factor. Two things are there, that is what they are chemically made up of. Like the carbohydrate containing substances are easy to digest, protein containing substances are all the more easy to digest, but the cellulose containing substance or wax layer containing substance will be little difficult. Now if you keep an apple on the table, it will not decompose even after a week. ठीक है. Where at the same time you keep a guava, it will start smelling within 2 days or 3 days. ठीक है. Because the guava does not have any covering like wax, whereas the apple is having a covering of wax. ठीक है. If you kill a cockroach and keep here, and you kill an earthworm and keep here, so earthworm, the body of earthworm is made up of protein, it will decompose within 1 day, 2. But cockroach, since its body is covered by the chitin will not be affected by the decomposers, so it will still remain like it will take very long to decompose. The second thing is environmental factor. The environmental factor is the temperature and the moisture. For the decomposers, the higher the moisture and higher the temperature are suitable. If the temperature is less, that is low temperature, 4 degrees Celsius, 5 degrees Celsius, or if the moisture is less, then the process of decomposition is badly affected. ठीक है. So that's all children for today, and the next class will start with energy flow. Thank you.